I saw two different sellers sell because they wanted to become the bank. They own their properties free and clear. They wanted to go out from being and I consider this, you go from being the investor, the real estate investor to the real estate banker. Completely different shift. It goes basically like the first reason, you have a change in your business plan. One seller sold 44 units in Beaverton, and they basically came to us and said, look, we want to be the bank now. We can make the same amount of money since we have a free and clear building. We can make the same amount of money being the bank, but we don't have to operate the property. And they actually came to us and they said, we want this price, this down payment, this rate, and these terms for the loan. So they really had thought through that business plan with their estate planning attorney, and they knew exactly what they needed to get in return. And it's interesting, in this market, a lot of sellers don't want to be a lender because the interest rates are so low. Back in the early 80s, interest rates were 17, 18, 20%. And that's the only way deals got done, is when a seller was the bank. In this case, a lot of people, I don't see this very often in this market, because as a seller, there's risk associated with being the bank. And we don't have to go into those now. But in this case, I saw it a couple times where people were wanting to cash out. They didn't want to pay all their capital gains at once. They wanted to pay a portion at a time. And again, it's a shift in the business plan, becoming the banker versus the investor.
How have those deals worked out? Is it generally good for both parties, have you found?
Yeah, I mean, for the risk for the seller is they could get the building back if the buyer doesn't perform. And you could get the building back in an unknown condition because you don't really have control of how somebody else operates it. The way they counterbalanced it was they wanted 25% down. So it's hard to walk away from $500,000-$600,000 in this case, or more. The buyer got a 7-year rate that they weren't able to pay off in the 4 range. So for them, they're going to hold the building for 7 years, so it worked out. So it's a set of circumstances that did work out really well. Both parties got what they wanted. I just don't see a lot of sellers want this, but now is a great time for it because they're able to probably get a 10 or 15% bump on their price. So that offset some of the risk. There was also, I believe, a half dozen offers on this property, so there was certainly a strong demand for buyers wanting the ease of getting seller financing and not having to deal with a lender was popular